Hey guys, how are you? Okay, so I have something very exciting that I want to share with you. I don't know how this is all gonna come together, but it's gonna come together somehow, and I'm gonna take you along and show you as it comes, and I'm just really excited. So, in summary, I think I'm going to be designing an apartment building, specifically a renovation of an apartment building. And this is basically what happened. So my sister who lives here, she's renting an apartment, and her landlord came to her and basically was like, "You're fashionable, can you help me with interior design?" And she was like, "Thanks so much, but actually I know nothing about interior design. However, I have a sister who happens to be in this space." So my sister, I saw her last night, and she brought this bag of stuff, which I will show you maybe tomorrow. And she basically was like, "So my landlord came and gave me this stuff, can you help?" And at first I was like, well, no, I can't help because I don't have time. As we know, I am in a time deficit constantly. And if you recall in one of my recent videos, which was the Q&A, I said that I would not help people with designing their spaces. It's like it's too much pressure. However, in this specific situation, my sister conveyed that her landlord was really quite easygoing and open and just really wanted, you know, a nice design. And I thought, okay, this is one of the first times that I'm able to fully pick the finishes of an apartment, from the actual flooring to the actual cabinets to hardware, etc. And I feel like that is such a cool opportunity because, as you know, I have been working on so many rental upgrades in my spaces and always working around these key aspects that have already been picked for me. And this would be one of the first times that I can actually help out and pick that stuff and design how things will look. So I think I'm gonna do it. I'm really excited, to be honest. I think that this could be a really cool experience. I'm confident that I'll be able to pick something that has like really good longevity and looks really good and will rent really easily. So I'm hoping that this all works out at this time. I'm like super excited. So I am going to head on over at this point to the building. I'll show you what it looks like. We will take a tour together. I have not seen it in person, so it should be interesting. We'll see it together. Ready? Let's go.
Hey, darling, can I tell you what's been on my mind? Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city life. Hey, darling.
Okay, so we're in the apartment, and I'm gonna give you a little tour here so we can see where we're starting out. It's kind of like in a state where it seems like contractors have been in and started ripping stuff out, but you can see some of the existing finishings. And then I guess through this process, maybe we will decide like what stays and what goes, or whether a lot of it will change to be a really cool vision. So let me show you around. So you come right in, and right on this side is like some sort of hot water tank probably. I think washer dryer is gonna go in there. A closet, and then right to the left is the existing kitchen. There's this floor that's kind of grayish. And then as you carry on, the bathroom is right on this side. A little bit of a dated finish with some of this stuff, and some of it just needs to be cleaned up. Apparently up here what's going on, and like throughout a bunch of this space, is they're just reinforcing the ceiling and adding more insulation. And then over here is one bedroom. Smaller bedroom could also be an office. And then over here on the other side is another bedroom, and this is the bigger bedroom. And then just another view. Oh, there's my husband.
Oh, hello.
So yeah, I think an island might go here. This way, the dining area, which I think is a pretty good size, and a living room. And as you notice, some of these areas have tile currently. I think a wood look would look better. And he's also gonna show me another unit that I think has some furniture in it. So let's go take a look at that too. Let's go see the next unit. Okay, so we did not really get that much of the second unit, but it gave me a better idea of what to do. And I'm actually really excited to see, because I've never been able to like pick out, you know, base products for an apartment. I've always done like the renter friendly options, which are cool, but like this is creating what the rental experience will be like. And I think it's really fun. I just think like, imagine I could pick for my place what my place would have looked like from scratch. super cool. I'm gonna do some research and then we'll see. Yay. Oh, there's my husband. Already back. Hello, good morning. It is the next day. Before we go ahead and go off to Home Depot, I wanted to show you some of the samples that I got yesterday from the building owner. Then after I show you that, we can go to the store. I made like a huge checklist in Milanote for all the things I need to think about, and he actually really needs some direction ASAP. I think I have like maybe 2 days to come up with some sort of plan. And in addition, I am going away in 4 days, so I don't have a lot of time. Let me show you what I have, and then we'll go from there. My morning tea is the best. Oh, the lighting is a lot better this way, isn't it? Some of these shots are actually, oh. Please ignore that one tissue. Why is it on the ground? I don't know. Clean up my surroundings. He gave me one of the cabinets. His preference would be to keep the cabinets because they are solid wood. My struggle with the cabinets is one, they're like a very, very bright red cherry color. It would be better if they were a more neutral color wood. I wanted to see if there's a way that we could keep these, but he said he was open to changing them as well. This is, what is this? This is basically all sorts of countertops. And within the countertop area, I know that he plans to go with a laminate. So I'll pick within the laminate kind of space. I wanted to try and see a couple different samples. Like some of these I know they carry at Home Depot, and I want to just pull a bunch of different samples so I can get a better idea of what it will actually look like. Sometimes you see the little samples and like, this is not what it will look like when it's a full slab. And then he gave me a bunch of floor samples. The actual floor samples he gave initially, I didn't really like. These were the ones that he initially gave. Super washed out. They're a little bit ashy, or they're just not the best. Actually, all of these are quite ashy. When we went yesterday, he gave more options. I like this one probably the most, but I don't know if it's too rustic. I need to see some of the planks in person. And I also didn't hate this one, but I feel like it is quite red tone. We're going to take all this stuff with me to the hardware store. I'm very excited, to be honest. Very excited. So, time to go. Actually, before we head out, I did just get an email from him. The landlord sent me a bunch of info around what he wants. So he has some preferences in terms of like the cabinets and counters and molding and stuff like that. Like specifically around appliances, he would love to keep the existing appliances that are black. So I guess just some things, a lot of things for me to keep in mind when we go to the hardware store and just to see what I think can work. So cool, 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 cool. Okay, now to the hardware store. Hello. Whee! Okay, so we have arrived at the first store and we're gonna look at the flooring. So currently I know that the landlord wants to do like some sort of an adhesive flooring, but I feel like the click flooring has a lot of better options. I like this one decently so. I think on camera it's pulling a little bit of the darker tones, but in actuality it is more of a beige tone, but the graining in it isn't as nice. I like this one, but again, it's pulling a little bit dark on camera. And this is the other one I like. However, this one is out of stock. And so is this one. Oh, and look at that. This one's also out of stock. 3 that I like the most are out of stock, so that's not gonna work. Maybe if I show you this way, this is more of an accurate color. So that one, and that one I do like, but all out of stock. I definitely think something lighter tone would be better. That one is also pretty nice, but again, you get some of that wood graining that's a bit darker. I don't know where I'm at right now. I feel like part of me needs to try and convince the landlord that maybe a click system would be better because there's so many click options, but there's not that many adhesive options. So something to think about, something to think about. This just shows how gray this one is and how dark this one is and how yellow this one is. And then for the bathroom tile, I feel like maybe this could be nice if he wants to go with tile in the bathroom. Otherwise, he might just take the wood floor throughout. I feel like this one's a good color though. It's a little bit more neutral. It's light, but I feel like it has a little bit more color. I think I could add some warmth. Now it is a click floor, so we'll see. I don't know if he's down for the click floor yet, but so far this one's probably my favorite that's in stock. So I do like this one. This is pretty nice, but this is hardwood and a little more expensive. It's thicker too. Okay, so I kind of like this one, but they're out of stock it seems, or at least on the floor. Could be a nice color, but a little bit darker. No samples also. Okay, so I'm now in like the kitchen section, and I feel like I'm seeing this in person, the shaker style cabinets. Then if I walk through this way, there's this style of cabinets, which I definitely think this one looks a little higher end. I wonder if they're more expensive. Okay, so apparently this style is called recessed shaker, and this style is called raised shaker. So you see how like it pops out more on the inside versus this one, it's just fully on the inside. Can't decide which one would be better in this instance. How cute is this? Hello. Oh, I feel like this must not be real. Okay, so we are now in the countertop section. This is like one of the marble options, which could be nice, but a little bit gray. And then this is one of the other options, which is like kind of similar to the contact paper that we put on actually, but a little bit nicer and warmer tone. I don't really love that though. I don't know. So then there's this one here, which is like one of the ones I like the most. It's actually on like a countertop with like a nice edge going on here. This one's my favorite so far. Looks like a real marble sheet. Okay, so we've come back because I pulled a couple different backsplashes that I feel like could be nice. Like this one, I'm not 100% sure, but I also like this one. I like the color shift that it has. It has some of the more white colors, some of the warmer colors, some of the grays. I also feel like when it's placed perpendicularly, it'll add like visual interest, I think. And then this is that same backsplash with a different like laminate. This is the Cava softer one. That also looks nice. So we are now off to look at the cabinet handles. Let's see what we think here. These are the ones he likes, I think, the landlord, but those are not the ones I like. I like these ones a lot more. I think they have more longevity and like seaming in style. Just the more sleek design. It surprises me that in black it's actually cheaper than in stainless steel, but I also like the black. If you want something that has the most longevity though, I think the stainless steel is a better option, but I do like the black as well. I just don't really like this curved design. I think it just doesn't speak to like being super nice and high quality and trendy. Okay, so we're back from the hardware store. I literally spent like hours and hours and hours and hours there, which is, you know, whatever. It's kind of a good thing that we have limited time. But yeah, it is an important decision because he is doing every unit in the building like this, so no pressure. These are some of the floor samples that were my favorite. This one, and this one. I loved the tonality of this one on the left. However, I felt like maybe it would be too much with like the contrasted section there. So I'm not 100% sure about that. Of the three, this one's probably my favorite, but I need to see it in this space to see if it will be too dark. Currently, I do think it looks really nice. And then this one I also do like, but it's a little bit more on the gray tone. Like if I compare these two, it's just a little bit more gray, but it's nice and light. In terms of the backsplash for the kitchen, I picked this up because I just liked it the most. It's kind of like this hexagon mosaic. The hexagon aspect of it is quite small, that really the main focus is like that marble stone that just looks really stunning, and I think when it's grouted would be really nice and offer like a nice subtle design. I'm actually gonna go back to the unit right now, and I want to show you what I'm thinking in terms of what I think should change, and then we'll go from there, you know? Sound good? Let's go. Hello. Welcome to the apartment. I am going to tell you some of the stuff that I already think we're going to be doing. Shift this way. Wasn't that a fun little transition? Because my husband's already in here. Actually, I was already in here, hence why I have no jacket on. Anyway, say hello.
Hello.
Off camera, apparently. Okay, so I wanted to just go ahead and walk you through what I know I want to change in here, and that's going to be baked into my recommendation when I come up with the final design. So starting out in the kitchen, because that's really the main area that needs some TLC. The first thing is like the wall color needs to be lightened for sure. It's not good. So this color needs to get lightened. The cabinets, I know that the building owner wanted to keep this color cabinets, but I racked my brain yesterday trying to search, to imagine, to envision a situation where these cabinets would work and also stay timeless and also stay trendy, and I just couldn't come up with them. They're too red of a color. This red color, so these are cherry cabinets. It's not even that these are natural cherry color, like stained with a natural stain. This is stained with a deeper red stain, because in my last kitchen, like in my kitchen actually growing up, we had cherry wood cabinets that were stained naturally, and it was not this red color. And so from my research, I know that this is like stained a deeper red, and I don't think that it's feasible where there's so many units to like sand this down and try and work with it that way. So I think that the cabinets need an upgrade. They need something different happening there. It's just not a good combination. The backsplash is actually in a great condition, but again, it's not very bright in here. There's actually no windows, despite what it might look like on camera with my settings. It's not very bright, so the backsplash needs to be something brighter. I just don't think black is a great option for a kitchen backsplash. The counters, which are like a stone color, need an upgrade, and the building owner knows it as well. A lot of them are damaged. I think that it should definitely be something lighter and brighter, and something that also will kind of make a little bit of a statement while still being economical. For the appliances, I know that his preference is to keep the black appliances because a lot of them are in a good state. So his preference would be to keep those, but I know that he's also open to switching them to white, I believe. So we'll have to see with the designs whether the black can stay, which I think will maybe allow him to save money or spend a little bit more money on other areas, or whether we can swap it to white if that makes more sense as well. So in here, the floors are like this, you know, kind of grayish, darkish brown color. Not the best in my opinion for an apartment, despite it sometimes being popular. I just don't think that this is a great color. What you really want in this kind of space, especially the windows aren't huge and there's no windows by here, you definitely want the floors to be like warm and inviting and like neutral and not gray and ashy and whatever this is. So that's not good. And I think in the other units there's actually cherry floors, which is like picture the cabinets but on the floors. As we saw in the second apartment, and like not very good. So they're gonna change as well, and the building owner again totally down for that. So yeah, those are some of the main changes that we know are gonna happen, and then obviously there's so many decisions around like lights and handles and stuff like that, but we'll have to see how this all comes together. This is like just like been a little bit of chaos, but I think I'm at a good point to mock up a design and come up with a few different options. I'm gonna do that in the next episode, and then we'll also get an idea of what the building owner feels of my designs, I guess. I'm gonna design based on what in my mind I think would bring consumers in to want to rent here, make them want to stay and not just stay here for a short amount of time, have longevity, so still be in style for years to come. And I feel like those are the things that I'm just gonna factor in and design based on. So thanks so much for joining along on this random journey. What a random opportunity this is for me to be doing. It's really exciting though, and I'm excited to also see this come to life. So I'll see you next week, but I'll also see you in whatever the next episode of this is, where I share the designs, I share coming up with them, I share hopefully the building owner's opinions of my designs, and maybe we'll even see it come to life. So thank you once again, and I will see you next week. Bye, love you.